What's up everybody, welcome back to my channel. Hi, how are ya? No? Okay, wrong video again, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, let's just pull this snatched wig off right there. If you don't know what this is the Tidalisa wig I use for my music videos, but it's oh goddamn kinky right now. I'm gonna die. Switch it out for something more Digazmo like this old smelly hat instead. Yes, my darlings, hello and welcome back to my channel. And if you are new here, please press the subscribe and the notification icon with all the notifications on so you can become a part of my little family I have here. Yes, indeed, I would be so delighted. For real, though I look like I'm sarcastic, but I am not sarcastic, I promise you. But today I will put on a full face of makeup with mostly new products, and I will put out a little theory I have, or it's more speculation. It's no truth to this, what I know of, it's just me thinking. So it's about our beloved Jeffree Star, and it's no shade to him, it's just something that I laid in bed thinking about. I actually laid in bed thinking about Jeffree Star. It sounds worse than it is, I promise. I will do my makeup and I will talk about a theory I have, and I will, talk about it while I put my makeup on, so I will just start right away. I will start with priming my face with this little guy right here, which is the Eucerin Dermo Purifier Hydrating Care for oily, boily, blemish prone skin, and I will apply this all over my face. While I do that, I will talk to you about what I have on my heart today. Not blood vessels, but a little, theory I have about him. So to make this all clear, I love Jeffree Star. I think he is hilarious, he is radical, he is, also one of those people who is, living up to my channel motto, be who you are since nobody else can. And I just think he's, goddamn it, hilarious, and also a good reviewer. It's his fault I bought this concealer right here, which is the Revolution Concealer Define. I can never remember the name of the shit I'm putting on my face. But still, so I have known about Jeffree Star for at least 10 years by now. The first thing I ever heard from him were the plastic surgery slumber party, and it's like when I was 14 or something, and I'm going to turn 25 this year, so it's almost 11 years ago. Oh my god, I just felt very old. So I have been a fan of him for a long time, and I just got shook to my core when I saw that he did YouTube. When I started doing YouTube, and I was like, oh my god, he does YouTube now and not just music, what the hell. Then the Shane Dawson documentary came out, and I just got even more shook yet when I learned that he has more companies than just his YouTube, and I was just like, oh my god, I want that too. But anyways, so with that documentary, a lot of private stuff got out in the open. You also got to see a new side of Jeffree Star, his eating habits, his work habits, his makeup factory, and also his body harm scars, And with all those little bits and pieces from that documentary series, and what I have noticed in his videos before that, just gave me something to think about actually. While I'll talk about that, I will just put some foundation on my face, and I will just use this W7 High Definition 12-Hour Wear Foundation in the color Buff. It's in a glass bottle. It's actually very, very high-end to be a very, very not high-end product, and I like it a lot actually. So, to begin with what I'm gonna talk about, I will just say that this is pure speculation, as I said before, and this is no solid proof whatsoever, it's just observations. The first observation I did when I first saw his videos for a few months ago were that he were very skinny. Not that there's anything wrong with being skinny, I mean, I'm skinny as shit, and I have a condition called Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, which is a connective tissue disorder, which means my net that holds the body together, which is the connective tissue, is defective due to a genetic mutation which are hereditary, and that makes my muscles work much harder to stabilize my body instead of the connective tissue. And that means I am very skinny because my body uses a lot more energy to function properly than a normal people do. Have what? More energy than what an ordinary person would have to use or their bodies use. So if a normal person just needs a 1500 calories to just, you know, be alive without moving, I would need around 3000 calories just to lay in bed, not moving. So when I move about, move around, I work, I talk, I do stuff, I sit here filming, I move my hands up and down like a goddamn windmill. I use double or triple the energy a healthy person would. So with that in mind, I started to notice a few things. First, that he was very skinny, and I didn't think too much about it because, you know, there are skinny people who just are skinny, or, you know, they are on diets, and he is a beauty YouTuber. So I was just like, oh well, he just have a personal trainer or something, and he just works out a lot trying to remain beautiful, you know, because he is a beauty guru, you know. And then I didn't think more about that, and then I started to notice his hands were goddamn big. And, you know, some people have big hands, but often when they work hard physically, I mean, you know, like a plumber, or, you know, they work at a factory, or they assemble things, or, you know, they actually work in a garden, you can get big hands from that. It's hard manual labor makes your hands and body bigger. And so, you know, that started to, you know, make me confused, because he is not into manual labor, it seems. So I mean, him having so big hands were just weird to me. But, you know, some people just have big hands. Nothing to it, because we are all different, of course. And then it was nothing more about that until I saw the documentary. Well, they talked about his eating habits and how he's always hungry, how he loves sweets, how he eats fast food all the time without getting any weight gain, you know, which probably can make a lot of people jealous, you know, but that's how life is. People will get jealous. I didn't think so much about it, you know, because some people just have fast metabolisms, and, you know, it's nothing weird about it in any sense, you know. Some people are bigger, some people are skinnier, some people gain weight fast, some people don't gain weight fast, some people can't lose weight, some people lose weight by just looking at the gym sign. Gym, not gym, gym, you know, like working out, gym. So I didn't give much thought about it until the last episode, when he showed his scars. He is self-conscious about them, of course, and he's never shown them before, which is why I haven't reflected on it before. And his scars were very unusual to me, you know. When a normal person scar, they get a scar, you know, a real scar. They can be a little bit protruding, it can be a little bit, you know, a different color of the skin. It can, it looks a certain way with a healthy scar. His didn't, to me at least. I know they are old and they are probably faded and stuff like that, and different types of tools create different types of scarring, of course. It's just how things work. His scars looked like my scars, which are a little bit, you know, kind of the same shade as the skin, but not as the same shade as the skin, because it's a little bit lighter, a little bit paper-like, a little bit, you know, not eye-catching in that sense a normal scar would be. And I was just like, why? Why is that? I know they are old and scars fade due to time. And here's the thing, which I just at that moment came up with, was like, oh my god, he has connective tissue scars. What I mean by connective tissue scars is that they get a certain feel and look to them. They get a little bit more paper-like, a little bit more skin colored, but still lighter, and they often get a different texture and are a little bit more. They are also, it's almost like you can see where the actual wound were, but now it's skin in that wound, if that makes any sense. I will not show you my scar here on YouTube because I don't want to terrify people, but it looks a certain kind of way. So I started to look through the documentary again, listening a little bit closer to what was said, and he said he was always hungry. He didn't gain weight for shit no matter how much he eats, and we all know he always eats or drinks often something sweet or with sweet things in it, and he had to take supplements, you know, to get the right amount of vitamins into his body, and he drinks energy drinks all the time. It was just something that was so off to me when he said that his family is the same way. They can eat as much as they want without gaining any weight, and that also that he doesn't work out because it would just damage his body. And of course I'm using his Jeffree Star approved Revolution Contour Define in the shade C3 just to get that highlighted look I always desire. Me being sick with my Ehlers-Danlos connective tissue disorder, I started thinking about, well, he might have it and he might not have a connective tissue disorder, so I might just be imagining things. And then I continued watching, and then I watched some other videos where you have people over and they are like, you know, oh, people say you facetune your skin and it can't be that perfect in real life and stuff like that, and they are just like, but it looks goddamn airbrushed even without makeup, and it's smooth and it's you know, young looking, it doesn't look weird, and it just looks beautiful. It's a good skin, you know. And some people just have good skin, but his skin all over his body just looks that kind of smooth and almost, you know, glowy in some kind of way. It's just like translucent. His skin are like translucent. And then I just was like, oh my god, I know those traits from somewhere, and I just had to look up the different connective tissue disorders on the internet just to get a name on what I was thinking about. And there is a thing called Marfan's syndrome, which are a connective tissue disorder which affects the genome that produces the connective tissue
fibrillin.
Exactly, that I mean.
Fibrillin.
Now you know that, and it's a different type of connective tissue than mine that is defective. My connective tissue that is defective is the collagen, and this syndrome is affecting different people differently. It's different grades of severity, but the general look of a Marfan syndrome is they are very tall, have very big long fingers, very long lanky bodies, long arms, long everything is just long and little out of proportion, you know. It's just very long, and Jeffree Star has, you know, long arms, long legs. He's very thin, he has goddamn big hands, you know. He swatches things on his finger right here. I mean, how the hell can he do a full goddamn swatch here? I mean, come on, his hand must be goddamn huge. So, you know, there is that, and also that his skin is very smooth, translucent, he has very high cheekbones, you know, and all of those things makes me wonder if it might have some sort of connective tissue disorder. You know, since connective tissue disorders are often hereditary, they are inherited from one or both parents with a dominant genome for that typical mutation. And since he said that his family has the same problem as him, that they can eat whatever they want without gaining weight, and it's a big problem, and they can't work out because they will get too thin, and you know, they are long and slender and skinny and stuff like that. It just sounds so convenient, you know, that he might have a condition that affects his body, you know. People don't think about those syndromes because they are very rare. They occur in 1 in 10,000 people here in Sweden, and the frequency is equally as great in women and men. I don't know the particular frequency in other countries, but I believe it's probably the same. And you know, it would be an explanation for how he looks and why he can eat how he does, and why he doesn't work out, and why he looks goddamn perfect in his skin, and also why his scars looks a little bit different what I could see in that particular video. But you know, it's all speculation, and I cannot say that I'm 100% sure, but it is a big possibility that it that it is true actually, because all those symptoms are present for one which have a connective tissue disorder. There are also other variants of connective tissue disorder, which I cannot name them all because they are, you know, so many. It's almost scary how many there are. But there are also mixed connective tissue disorder. There are a something called something on a W, and Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, and a whole array of others as well. But Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, Marfan syndrome, and mixed connective tissue disorder is the most common of them all. So that is my theory actually, that it actually have some sort of connective tissue disorder, and in particularly Marfan's syndrome. This is in no way true. I don't know if it's true. It's just a pure speculation. And Jeffree Star, if you see this, I am not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to be a bitter bastard, or, you know, trying to ruin you or something like that. This is just pure speculation, and I don't know which else I should talk to about this, because this is like YouTube problems and YouTube gossip drama shitty, and my friends are not into that world in particular, so I will just have to talk to my darlings about it, which are a little bit into this community world slash problem slash drama. So for my eyes I will use this little H&M shadow called Wild Sable, which is a very neutral purple shade, and I will put that in my outer corner and in my crease. Yes, indeed. And now, so that is my theory, that Jeffree Star has a connective tissue disorder. I don't know why I always get, you know, this eye almost get a bulbous kind of shape here, and this I just get like a snatched wing. Well, oh well, oh well. Always look perfect, you know. Now let's deepen up my crease with this. It almost looks like I got a bruise right now going on, but I totally do not have a bruise going on. This is pure speculation, not to be taken for truth. I can be very wrong. I can also, you know, be completely out in the blue, and he just looks that way naturally without any implications of a sickness. So I will wash my hands and say it's a pure speculative, fictitious scenario I am talking about. I will go in with this little shade called the Sirius, which is a very metallic, shiny color that looks like this. So I will pop that on my lid, and I will blend that out in the rest of that burgundy, eggplanty, purple, neutral color. This is all a very dark, kind of a dull looking eye look actually, but I believe that sometimes I need to do a neutral kind of boring eye as well. I need to train on that, because not everybody wants to look like a full glam queen. This is actually a very simple eye look. It's like 3 colors and a sparkle, so I'm not used to doing these simple looks that looks this good from the start. This brush from ELF actually worked perfect for my eyes. It blends quite good actually. I will go in with this shade right here, which is called Moon Dust, and it almost disaster struck me. It's a pure white, shiny, shimmery, sparkly color. It's not a metallic shimmer, so I will use that to highlight my inner corners like that. Now let's bake my wake away. Wipe my bake away, I mean, and smoke my under eyes as well. I would believe that if Jeffree Star had a condition like that, it would be discovered long ago, but I wouldn't be so sure, because it took almost 30 years for my condition to be discovered, because my father has it, my brother has it, and I also have it. So it took a goddamn long time to, you know, get clarity in what was going on, why we were always so thin, why we couldn't gain weight, why we were so tired all the time, why we needed to eat all the time, why we had pain all the time, and the people just thought, oh my god, you're just lazy, you don't want to work, you don't want to put any effort in, you know, and just a general idea of we just being whiny little bitches, and in essence our parents hypochondriacs. It was a big relief when the diagnosis finally came when I was 17, but also as a goddamn shock, because if suddenly it were a life of medications and stuff like that, and it's not fun at all. It's not shits and giggles, you know. So that is why I am actually bringing this up, because sometimes you can have a condition and not know about it, even though you have been to the doctor, and they just dismiss you like, oh, you know, it's just the way it is, and oh, you know, you have to try harder, and you know, you have to eat more, and you know, you have to exercise more, and you just have to man up and take the pain, you know, because it's always painful in the beginning. It will go away the more you do it. And when you have done it for 6 months regularly every day and it still hurts like a little bitch, something is goddamn wrong. Just to liven this look up a little, I used the orange ochre color under my eyes, just to bring some life into them. So, like that. Now, let's move over to my contour, and I will contour with this Makeup Revolution Iconic Lights and Contour Pro, and I will dip into that shade right there. It's neutral and nice for this look. I would like to purchase his Blood Sugar palette or the Thirsty palette, and I cannot decide which of them I should buy, and they are not hyper expensive, but kind of expensive actually. But they look like they will be a good product for me because they are pigmented and they have a good payoff. The price range is right, you know, they aren't too expensive, but they are not too cheap either, so you will get disappointed when you get them, and they will not burn a goddamn hole in your wallet when you purchase them. So I will try to buy one of those eyeshadow palettes soon, my darlings. And I also would like his Skin Frost palette, because I too like a goddamn blinding highlighter. Highlighter should make ships think you are a goddamn lighthouse and are gonna go on ground, smash into the rocks, so you can loot the hell out of the poor people who dies on the boat. I will actually do my brows and highlighter, and then we are done, my darlings. So for highlight, I will use this Prismatic 3D highlighting palette for eyes and face from W7, and with this kind of, you know, farly autumny look, and it's a little bit warm, you know, burgundy up in here. I want to have a little bit cooler highlighter, so I want that color right there. And this highlighter is actually very smooth, gives a even shine, it does not magnify the pores. It's just a goddamn good blinding highlighter, but it's not blinding enough. I want my highlighter to be obscenely blinding when I actually have it on, you know. Yes, like that. So horny right now, I can die. Let's put some brows on, and I don't have a good brow pen or brow pomade or any brow powders that are good, so I will just have to use my big goddamn eyeshadow palette, and I will use that neutral brown shade right there, and I will just fill my brows in with that. Now we are almost done. I will just apply. My newest eye pencils are from Essence, and I have one purple and I have one pink, but I think I want to go with purple with this eye look. Now I haven't tried this yet, so let's hope it's good and pigmented and gives me oh my god, it scratched my eyeball instead of giving me any color. Well, you know, it gives a slight tint of purple, but it's not much. Oh my god, my face is so powdery, it just crinkles up. My genetic condition does not give me perfect skin, it gives me wrinkly skin as an old goddamn lady. I wish it were a different genome that was defective with me, so I also would look goddamn beautiful. And I set this bitch with the Makeup Revolution Pro Fix Oil Controlling Fixing Spray. Oil Controlling. But thank you so much for watching, my darlings. And comment down below if you believe this eye look is autumny enough. And if you think my theory is correct with the criteria I have given to you. I know I can be a bit confusing when I don't get the words out properly, but I hope you understood anyways. Please, Jeffree Star, don't hate me if you say this. Don't forget to press that like, subscribe and notification icon with all notifications turned on, so you don't miss anything in the future, and so you can become a part of the DarlingSquad and the Digazmo family as well. And never forget, be who you are since nobody else can, and don't be a shady little bitch. Bye!